Hey everyone, Justin here from the Bill Coors Wellness Center, coming back at you with another stretch and mobility break. Today's routine is going to focus mainly on self-myofascial release, which is just a fancy way of saying self-massage. So having said that, the only material you're going to need is yourself and something to act as your foam roller. Now, if you don't have a foam roller, you can always, like I said, use anything that you've got laying around your house that is really hard and that can hold up most of your body weight. So I've got here a double-walled mug. You could always use a soup can. You could use a frozen water bottle. You're bound to have something that's nice and hard that you can put your body weight behind. So having said that, I'm going to show you everything today with my double-walled mug. But go ahead and set that off to the side, and we're going to start with a Bretzel stretch before we move on to all the foam rolling stuff. So for this Bretzel stretch, basically what we're going to do is we're going to lay on our side, and then what I want to do is I want to bring whichever side has the leg on top. So if I'm laying on my left and my right leg is top, I'm going to bring that across my body at a 90-degree angle. I'm going to pin this down, then with the other hand, I'm going to grab the ankle of the opposite leg. And so here, I'm trying to not only, let me give you a better angle. I'm trying to not only keep this knee down, but I'm also trying to get extension through my bottom leg, and I do that by squeezing that glute and pulling at the ankle to feel the stretch on the quad. From here, I'm going to take this top shoulder here and rotate it down towards the floor as I still pin the top leg down. And we're just going to sit here for 30 seconds, making sure to breathe. And we're focusing on as much rotation through our middle spine as possible. But this is a great stretch because it hits a little of everything. Then, of course, you'll switch. So I'll show you from this side. I'm side lying. I'm taking the top leg over, pinning it down. Then I'm taking my other arm, grabbing the ankle. Then the final piece is opening and rotating as much as I can. You may not have as much mobility as I have, and that's completely okay. Or you may have more than I have to be able to get your shoulder all the way towards the floor. But the important thing is that you're keeping this knee that's pinned to the floor the entire time. Alright guys, that's about 30 seconds on both of those. So you can come on out, and then the next thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and grab whatever we're using to do our rolling. In my case, it's this double-walled mug, and we're going to start with a thoracic roll. So that's just your middle back, so not the neck and not the low back. We're going to position it right at the middle of the back. And then what we're going to do is you may want to use a towel like I've got here to give yourself a little cushion. And then we're going to basically work it right below the shoulder blades. So what I want you to do is after you put a towel on, hug yourself. Then what we're going to do is we're just going to roll or shimmy our way a little bit and try to lean back a little bit. And what the hugging does is it brings these muscles along our spine up to the surface. And then we can just try to find a tender spot and just lay on it. I want you to move up and down, finding tender spots until you have accumulated about a minute. And so once you've done that, you can go ahead, move that towel off. We may use it a little later. And then the next thing we're going to do is go for a chest release. And so here I'm going to use the foam roller again, and I'm going to get it right around my armpit area. And you may need to hold it if you've got a slippery cup or something, if that's what you're using like I am. And I'm gonna sit here and attack this chest area. So for this chest release, same thing as that thoracic mid-back roll. I'm trying to find a tender spot. I can move my arm around a little bit to attack different areas of that chest. And then I'm just gonna sit here on it and breathe nice and deep. Breathing in through your nose will expand your diaphragm and put a little more pressure on that musculature. So once you've done that for a minute on one side, of course, don't forget about the other. So again, I'm sticking it just under the armpit, but on the front side of my body, and I'm leaning into it to try to attack the chest musculature, which is going to be anywhere from here up to just below the collarbone. Once you've got a minute on each side with the chest release, we're going to move to a hamstring roll. So we're going to sit down. We're going to position our trusty roller just above the knee, and then I'm going to cross the ankle over on the leg that is down on the roller. From here, I can prop myself up on my hands and slowly roll forward and backwards from the just above the knee to just below the glute. And then again, I am trying to find tender areas. When I find a tender area, I'm going to sit on it, and then I can even do a little bit of rocking, which will get us some cross friction to further help us release any knots or tender areas that we may have in the hamstring. So you're going to stay 1 minute, making sure to go nice, slow, and controlled on one leg, and then we're going to do a minute on the other. Remember, cross the leg over just above the knee to just below the glute. Rolling back and forth nice and slow. Remember, slow and controlled is the name of the game when it comes to this self-myofascial release, or more commonly called foam rolling. And then once you found a tender spot, remember, sit on it, give it a little rock back and forth, some cross friction, rotate that foot a little bit. And then that's it for the hamstring roll. Then we're going to shift it down just a little bit to just below the knee, and then we're going to attack the calf. So with the calf, I want you to, again, rotate a little bit, try to find tender spots. Chances are it's going to be more tender on the outside when you turn your toe out than in. So give that a shot. And then you can also pump the foot. So that's bringing the toe towards you and away from you. Ooh, to hit some spots that way as well. That actually gets the muscle moving as you're applying pressure. You're going to do 1 minute on one leg, 1 minute on the other. Again, finding tender spots, rotate a little bit, pump that leg. Once you've got 1 minute on each leg for the calf, the last one is going to be the adductor. So those are the muscles on the inside of our legs and the groin area. So we're going to again side lie, kick one leg up to 90 degrees, and then place our roll instrument just above the knee. Then all I'm going to do is I'm going to roll and rotate my knee away from me as I roll and try to find tender spots on the inner groin. Again, stay here for about a minute, and then I'll switch sides, doing the same thing, side lie, knee at 90 degrees, place that roller right above the knee, and then we're rolling back and forth on that inner adductor groin area, finding tender spots, laying for about a minute. And then once you've got the minute done on the adductor roll, that is all for today's stretch and roll break. So hopefully you're feeling a little looser now. And remember, you can do this any time of day. It could be on its own, it could be prior to a workout, it could be afterwards. It's the beauty of foam rolling is it does not hamper our performance. So we could definitely do it before a workout to help get the blood flowing. And it's just a great thing to do any time of day that you're feeling tight. So give that a shot, let us know how it goes, and we will see you next time.